I've been working on this guitar for 6 weeks, doing a lot of structural work, broken tail block, bridge reglue, fret job, almost done with the nut, and I'm finally tuning it up with strings on it. A couple of these tuners will barely turn. That one and this one down here, I think the barrels are rubbing in the wood. What I'll do is clean them out with the drill bit using this drill jig. They didn't have these back in the 60s when this guy built this. He was a hobbyist luthier, and I'll bet he kind of went crooked with the drill bit. I'm just going to clean it up with the drill bit and see what happens. If you've worked on many classical guitars or nylon strings in general, you'll know it takes a while to get them on and off the barrels. There's a lot of winding, especially when your string winder doesn't fit on those fancy pearl knobs. But we have a tip for how to take care of that. I drill a hole end to end through the winder, and then I saw down to the hole with a couple of saw slots, and I'll have a channel that'll fit right around that pearl knob and any other knobs like that. So I put the winder in the drawer and keep it for posterity.
Once the strings are removed, I can take the tuners out. Then I place the jig over top of the holes, and I use a piece of paper to protect the finish on the headstock. Careful to line it up just right. I even use the tuners as a guide. Once they're in the perfect spot, I clamp it on so it doesn't move. Then I use a drill on each of the holes. I use a piece of tape on the drill bit as a depth stop so I don't drill through the middle of the headstock. Do the same thing on both sides to make sure all the holes are uniform all the way around. Part of the problem on these tuners is that they weren't drilled quite far enough when it was made. I use that piece of tape as a depth stop so I can drill just a little bit further into the headstock to give those tuners a little bit more space. Once all 6 holes are done, I replace the hardware and see if they spin easier.
Yeah, that's what we're after. There we go. I've worked on this thing for 6 weeks, and I've been dying to tune it up and play it. Now I can. Little thing like tuners can hold you up like that. These tuners are 44 years old, I think, so if it was my guitar, it's so good, I'd put a set of Irving Sloan tuners on it. It's worthy of them.